Okay, so we are looking at Joplin, Missouri today. So I had a chance to go there recently, and I was going to go and look for a statue or something. I figured they had a memorial, and I Googled it, and I got a lot more than I bargained for because this Joplin Tornado Memorial is pretty amazing. So if you're not aware, on in 2011, May 22nd, seems like all the big ones hit in May, really does. May 22nd, 2011. We're sitting at about 9 years now from when this video was made. F5 hits Joplin, and what's the interesting thing about it is my mom was there about an hour and a half before. She was at Sam's and Walmart getting just. She's from Miami, Oklahoma, and we go there to get our stuff. But she was there about an hour and a half, went home, and then it hit. So I asked her, what would you have done? She goes, I have no idea. I was in those big stores, so probably wouldn't have ended up well. This is a map of the damage path that tornado went, and if you notice, it kind of cut right through the middle of town. So if you were to drive north to south on range line, afterwards, like I did, you would see where it started, and it was a total mess, and then it stopped on the other side, was just fine. So the north end, there was a mall, North Park Mall, not hit at all. The south end wasn't hit. The middle was terrible. So I showed up at this park. I had my daughter with me, so we were able to kind of check it out. And it looks like a lot of money went to this park. Very nice park. And if you get the chance, if you're in Joplin, definitely stop by. It's one of the most interesting things in Joplin. They also have these waterfalls and rocks and stuff. Two of the most interesting things in Joplin are the waterfall rocks. I forget what it's called, and Cunningham Park, which you really need to visit. And I'm going to take you on that tour right now because there's more to it than I thought. All of this was kind of dedicated to the storm, Cunningham Park, and they also call it the miracle of the human spirit. That's the theme throughout this park. So anyway, I'm just walking around and it's going to give you a view of everything. Unfortunately, I didn't have my good camera with me. I'm using my phone. Sorry about that. Normally, I have everything a lot less shaky. So I do believe this park and much of it took a direct hit from this storm. First thing I noticed were these frames over here. Obviously, they're an artistic rendering of probably what houses were, They're kind of like ghostly houses, just the frame is there. And I highly recommend you read all the plaques as you go around from left to right. They're kind of these stories. Some of the stories they tell are pretty. They give me chills. And I'll show you here in a second. All these plaques tell the story. There's that on the bottom left. There is the picture I showed you before. A lot of dedications, a lot of stories, but the stories that get you are some of the kids that are talking about. There was a lot of reports of butterflies holding people down. It wasn't just one, but there are many reports. Survivors talking about butterflies holding people down, kind of like angels or something, which is really odd and strange. Read all these, walk through them, very interesting. They kind of bring it home, Makes me realize there's more to storms than just them being a mile away and just watching them. There's the butterfly people. Stories of butterflies, butterfly people, or angels that protected children from the storm. They would hold the people down. This story kind of gave me chills, kind of like, wow. It's not something you think of, but it's almost something you couldn't make up, It almost had to spring to life from whatever these people saw, what happened to these people, right? All I know is if there's an F5, you're either underground or you're probably dead. You do not be there. Do not be in the path. And so this always makes me think of this movie called North Shore. It's a surfing movie. And the guy is trying to teach this guy about surfing. And he tells the young, inexperienced guy where not to be. And I always think of this, don't be there. So I'll show you that clip right here.
You got any pointers?
About pipe? Yeah, you're not ready for it.
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah? Okay, brah. The reef starts just about here, and it stretches all the way down to there.
Reef? There's a reef?
That's right. So when the wave breaks here, don't be there, or you're gonna get drilled. So when the wave breaks here, don't be there, or you're gonna get drilled.
I absolutely love how he said that. His advice is don't be there. Don't be there when the bad thing happens. All right, anyway, this wall is interesting. I actually don't know what it... I know 541 is when it hit this park. I looked it up on the website. I don't know what these bars mean. They might mean pressure or something. I asked somebody around, but nobody... I looked on the website and I couldn't figure it out. But it means something, but I don't know what. All right, you can kind of see the plaques that are around here. Real interesting, lots of artwork. Reminds me a little bit of the Oklahoma City Memorial, the bombing memorial area. Not sure what this is. It might be a shard of a house or a column or pillar or something, but actually looks kind of dangerous. I wouldn't want my kids playing on that, but it's a piece of art. It's work of art. And you can read that there. This is another work of art, this chair. I assume it kind of talks about how, kind of shows how the art is twisted and strange, which is what happens when a tornado hits. Everything is turned upside down and strange. That's the way I interpret it. Oh, by the way, that's Freeman Hospital. I was actually born there, 1973. I was born in Joplin. Grew up in Miami, Oklahoma, lived in Chicago and St. Louis, and now I'm in Oklahoma City. And my kid's playing over there. She's about to start crying because she can't find mom because now I'm watching her. But anyway, I was born there in Joplin. One of the hospitals was destroyed, but I don't remember which one, but it was rebuilt. Mercy or something. It was rebuilt bigger and better than before. So everything was rebuilt. Everything is much better than it was. There's kind of a very calm and quiet piece here. Very calm and quiet. Interesting place to visit. Kind of a cool day here in December, but we were out there. It was, we're in the South kind of, so it's not that cold. It's not like when I lived in Chicago, it was cold all the time. It's just an interesting park. There is a worker's helmet over here. There's actually a few more artifacts that I didn't see when my mom was walking around. She saw some other artifacts that I didn't see. I wasn't able to pick up, but there is a worker's helmet over here somewhere. I'm about to find it. So there, keep looking. Look in this park. If you go there, you'll find some interesting things. There's the worker's helmet. I tried to move it, of course. I'm thinking, is that a real helmet or is that... What is that? I don't know the story behind it, but... And I think my mom said there were some other pieces around this area. And try to read this. Miracle of the Human Spirit. It's a ring. I think the ring or the circle represents like unbreakable, or I'm thinking of that movie, Meet the Parents, and around we go. Anyway, great park. You got to go there. You got to see it. It's better than you think, especially if you have kids. They can kind of play around while you're viewing. A very nice park. They have all the names of the people that died here in the tornado. Very interesting.